Hello and welcome to Figures in Fission. My name is Carl Wirtz. I'm Director of Fission Transition. And today I'm going to be speaking with Sari Domingues, who is the Republican candidate for California Assembly representing District 37. Though this is her first foray into politics, the Republican Party was apparently impressed by her understanding of the issues and asked her to run as its candidate. One of those issues deals with the future of Diablo Canyon Power Plant, California's only remaining nuclear power plant. It's scheduled to be closed in 2030, and though it isn't located in Sari's district, it's a close neighbor. Sari is discovering that her constituents have strong feelings about whether or not it should remain open, and because she had never visited the plant, we invited her to join us on a private tour of the plant a few weeks ago, and she agreed. Sari, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
To start off, I wonder if you'd briefly share a bit of your background with our viewers and why you agreed to seek office.
Okay, well, my background, I worked 30 years in government agencies, county and school district. And my job was a business analyst, so it was very complex, high level, taking care of a system to make sure it did payroll and handled all the employees in Monterey County, which was about 5,000 plus employees. I started realizing around me that things were changing just from different people, hearing things, seeing changes in people and things. So started watching and reading all the bills that have been passed. And especially this last 2 years, and for a year now, I've been reading them, but a lot of the bills that got through, not that I'm saying every one, because there's some good ones that have gone through, but there's a lot of ones that I would never have approved of or never passed. So I realized that if I were to go to the state level, I could make an impact to help make sure bills like that aren't getting passed and that good bills that help everybody and not just specific people.
Special interests. You wanted to
Mm-hmm.
get out of the special interests.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's talk about nuclear energy a little bit. After our tour of Diablo Canyon, based on what you know today, what would your position be on the plant's continued operation if you have one?
I do. And, I've always been an opponent to make sure we have different resources for energy. And that was one of the things I kept hearing that they want to go to this just solar and wind, which is fine. I don't have too much of a problem with it, but I still think we need to have alternative energies. That's always been my stand. When my opponent said in the paper, quote, I can't wait to put the wind turbines out in the ocean and shut down Diablo Canyon nuclear plant. That rose a red flag for me. And so that's why I wanted to go see the plant itself because I'd never seen it, but I've heard about it. I remember when it was put up and, the controversy when we first had it, but it seems like all those controversies we had when it first went up, nothing's come to fruition. It's providing energy for us.
Okay, and then after our tour, do you feel that your position has changed? What was your impression of Diablo
Well,
Canyon?
after the tour, it really reinforced that nuclear energy is very good. And I think it's something we definitely need to keep running. I wouldn't mind even seeing a few more nuclear plants here in California because it is a clean energy. It's well maintained. It employs a lot of people, and it's safe as long as you don't have any nefarious people. But lots of things aren't safe if you have nefarious people.
That's true.
So I was very, very impressed with the tour. Very impressed.
Good to hear. We kind of touched on this already, but many legislators, as you know, in California believe Diablo Canyon can be replaced by renewable energy, not just solar and wind, but also geothermal and kind of a big mixture of things, and batteries too. They say that we can use solar to charge the batteries during the day when there's too much solar, and then use it to power the state at night. What's your take on that?
So I've been doing investigating on all different energies, and with the solar and wind turbines, they're not 100% because you're right. During the night, there's no sun. So you have to somehow store it in batteries. And then if we do have a big surge or more people are needing that energy, are we going to be able to keep up with the needs? Because they're not 100%. Diablo Canyon, it's one or nuclear plant. The one thing nice about it that I found was that it's generating electricity 24/7. The only time you see it down, and it's only partially down, was when they take one half of it to do their maintenance every few months before they slow down one end. And then the other 2 months or 3 months, they do the other side. So it's never down. It's just for that little bit of maintenance. So it's constantly producing energy day and night.
Hmm.
So, and you can't say that about wind turbines because there's time there isn't wind and they're not running. And solar, there isn't sun, so they're not really receiving the energy. So there is that to think about.
So you seem pretty well versed in energy issues just in general. Did you study that in school, or did you just from reading news reports?
Yeah, more or less reading news reports, looking into it. I try to look at all sides because I like to analyze things. So I need to hear the good, the bad, and ugly because then I can determine, where it sits. Like I said, I'm not for, having no solar or no, I'm not for that. I really think it's good to have some solar. It's good to have some wind.
Hmm.
But how much do we really need to supply the energies? And I just don't think they're going to be enough. If we start shutting down all our other energy possibilities, we could get ourselves in trouble. Mhm.
Now, are you aware of the construction that's going to occur with the wind farm offshore? It's going to be affect people in your district, is it not?
Well, here's the thing. I'm running State Assembly District 37. Well, District 30, Republican person running is Dalila Epperson. And I met her a year ago, and we really connected because we both went to the San Luis Obispo County Republican to get endorsed. That's where I first met her about a year ago. And we are on the same page on so many things because it's her district where they're putting windmills in Morro Bay. And it's her district where Diablo Canyon Nuclear Plant is. And she is for nuclear energy, and she's against these wind turbines being put out in the ocean. It's her opponent, she told me, that wants it out there, just like Greg Hart. They both are Democrats, but they want to put these turbines out in the ocean. They want to shut down Diablo Nuclear. They have an agenda. Well, we have our agenda too.
Hmm.
So we're hoping we can win so that we can put our agenda in because I think our agenda is a little better as far as taking California down the right path.
Well, I think you might be surprised that there are a lot of Democrats that feel exactly the way you do. And in our group, we have both Democrats and Republicans, and we don't divide ourselves up that way. Everybody needs energy, and everybody needs clean
Mhm.
energy. And I think that's something we
Yes,
all can agree on.
yes, I
Any
agree.
other comments you'd like to make about climate change or nuclear energy in general?
Like I said, I wouldn't mind even having some more nuclear plants here in California. We've got a beautiful coastline and a lot of acreage. I've really liked how Diablo was put on all this acreage that's owned by Indian land. So they're not surrounded by homes and people. It's all the land, but yet the Indians still own it. They're just leasing that part of it. And so the Indians still have their property to have cattle, do whatever they need to do, maintain it because they still own it. And so I see lots of places up and down the coast. This can be very viable. And the reason it's nice to put on the coast because you have that water source from the ocean. And there were a lot of questions I did ask when I was on the tour, and I actually saw for myself. And they, I, their answer was very good of what I was hearing. So
Yeah, I've toured Diablo Canyon several times, and every time I learn something new. It's an amazing facility, and I hope it can stay open too.
mhm.
Well, again, thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts with us, and it's definitely an important topic for California's energy future.
I agree. I agree.
So,
And we're going to consume more and more energies. I just know with the AI, I've heard because I've been looking into that because I have a computer background, and it draws so much energy just to get an AI computers and stuff going. So, we're going to be in trouble if we don't have ways to really generate more and more electricity. That's
more and
where
more
we're
clean
going.
electricity. That's absolutely right.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, well, as I said, thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts, and best of luck in the election.
Thank you. I appreciate this very much. Thank you so much, Carl.